The folks who got together to draft the new standards relied very heavily on the existing research that they had about what children needed to be able to do and what set of knowledge they needed to have to be successful in college and in good jobs. They brought in the people from the post-secondary sector, something that hadn't been done in K-12 education historically, which really is pretty illogical that hadn't been done before. They brought in people from the business community to talk about what skills they needed their employees to have. They brought in content experts. They showed the standards to the associations that represent teachers in mathematics and English language arts, and they took in their input. I think neither Mike nor I would say that each and every standard is perfect, but I think if you look at the process that was used in the development of these standards and compare it to the process that was used under the old standards by most states, that it was very rigorous, and they did look at evidence. I mean, you can disagree, but they did look at evidence.
Carol Burris, have you been refuted on this point?
No, the truth of the matter is, one of the things that's very different about the Common Core that I spoke about is, unlike the old Massachusetts standards or standards in New York, which really just identified what kids should know at grade level, the Common Core standards create or contain what's called instructional shifts in practice. 6 in ELA and 6 in math.
ELA?
Yep, English Language Arts. Thank you. For example, the whole idea that it makes sense for young children to engage in close reading, there is absolutely no evidence that that's the case. At the high school level, yes, but not at the elementary level. There was no real research that was based on yanking up Lexile levels. We know from years of developmental reading research that kids do best when they read independently with leveled readers. But the Common Core says no. The Common Core says predominant reading should be on what is considered to be grade level, which has just been increased, and if the kids don't get it, well, the teacher should read it aloud. Well, let me tell you something. You learned how to ride your bicycle by riding your bicycle. You didn't learn how to ride your bicycle by having your dad never taken his hands off the bar.
Mike, let's let Mike Petrilli respond.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that you've raised this a couple times, this idea of close reading. And I spent the big part of the weekend talking to some reading experts getting ready for this question, and I think I have a better understanding. It's going to get a little weedy, but I'll get through it very fast. And it's this. We've had a system for years where we've said, okay, if a child can only read at the first grade level and they're in 5th grade, we're going to give them first grade level books, right? With the hope that over time they would get better. The problem is there's 5 or 6 rigorous studies showing, by and large, those kids were never getting better at reading. And that the studies showed is what you really need to do is find ways to get the kids to read more challenging texts at their grade level, which means at first, and the teachers today helped explain this so much better than I could, that the teachers start by reading it aloud, having the kids follow along. They do what they call scaffolding over time. And over time, they start to teach the kids how to do this reading so that they can let go of the handlebar and they can ride the bike on their own. And kids who are way behind grade level, including kids who are special education students, are never going to make progress if we don't challenge them with those grade level texts. This is what the evidence says. And the Common Core looks for the evidence.